Hello everyone, welcome to my channel IT Sector Tales. In this video, we'll learn what are functions, what are arguments and parameters, and what are return values associated to a function. So let's get to it. Just like we have variables to store some values which we use later on, we can even store some block of code in a what we call as function. So functions are used to store some line of codes which we can call again and again. So consider an example where I want to print what day it is. I specifically want to print it's Monday. Okay, so we will see how we do that using a function call. So for that, let's define the function. The definition of function syntax is def, and what you want your function's name to be. It will be dependent on the task which that function performs. It's optional, it's your choice, whatever you name your function. So I have this function which will print today is Monday. How do I call this function? I simply say the function's name. I do not need the def keyword again here. Save it, and this is how the program flow will happen when I hit run. It will walk through this function. It won't print today is Monday. Only when it comes to this statement, it will print this particular print statement, and when it comes to this statement where the function is being called, it will go back to this function and execute whatever is in there in the function's body. Let's run it. Yep. So the first print statement was function call, and the function, when it was actually called, it printed today is Monday and came back to line number 5 and terminated the program. Let me call this function again and again, like twice or thrice. Let's run it. So it printed today is Monday 3 times. So what is the execution flow? The interpreter came to this line, it didn't execute this function, it printed this line, it came to this line, went back to the function definition and printed today is Monday, and it came back again to line number 5. Then it came to line number, again went to the function it's Monday, printed this and came back to line number 6. Then again for line number 7, it went back to the function and printed the function again. So every time a function code is being executed, it comes back to the line which initially called the function. So in this function, I was not providing any input to it. So let me create a function which accepts something when you call it. Okay, so let's create a function. I will keep all my functions at the top of the code. Let's have a function called what day. Okay, this will expect a input. For now, I call it a variable day, and it will print whatever is in the variable day. Save it, and for calling this function, I will simply use the function name, and I will provide it with a string, any string, because I know I want to print a day, so I am providing it with a string here. It can also be an integer because the function doesn't necessarily perform some operations on the data type, so I can provide anything. So let's run this code. So yep, it printed it's Tuesday. The input which we gave to the function is called an argument. Till now, whatever functions we have seen in Python, they also have some default arguments in them. For example, let's take the print statement. Let's create another function called print space. Here I will print some text. Hello Bob and Tom. Okay, these are all separated with comma, and let me just call this function and execute it once. So this function is not does not requires any argument, so I will run it as is. So it printed hello Bob and Tom, and a key point to note here is all of the inputs for the print function are separated by a space. So print function by default has two optional arguments called end and separate. So we generally do not provide these arguments, but end argument is used how you want to end your print line. Okay, so here the text which I have printed, that is hello Bob and Tom, this will be ended with a full stop, a period. But by default the end variable is a next line, it's a empty line. So the other input which is given to this print function is a separator. So you see how Bob and Tom are printed, they have a space in between. So instead of a space, if I provide a comma, they can be printed with a comma as well. So how it is printed as hello Bob Tom, they are separated by comma, and at the end there is a full stop. If I write another print statement saying good evening and run it, this print statement is printed in the same line, because in the previous print statement I mentioned I want the end as a full stop. I do not need a next line. If I remove this end argument and run it again, the good evening part will be printed in a next line, because by default the end is given as a new line. So these are the some of the default arguments which the functions we have used generally have in their definition. There is another feature of the function. Functions also return any value. So whatever functions we have seen till now, they do the printing or any of the operation which we want in the function itself. They do not return me a value, they just come back to the line which called them and move ahead to the second line. Let's have a function which returns something to the line which called it. Let me have a function which tells me what date it is, and it expects a input called date. I will return date and I will append it with this text. Let me call this function here, and I will provide it with a date, a number, let's say 4. Okay, so see, you see what happened here is this particular function what date, it returns a value, but I am not catching that value anywhere. Okay, so I need to have a variable in it. Wherever the function call was made, I will store that return value in a variable and use that variable to do whatever function I want to do with it. So now I am using that return value and I'm just printing it. So let's run it. Yep, so it printed for 46 2020. Let me add a / here. Yep, it printed 46 2020. So what it did is it appended a string which had a number in the form of a string to whatever text was present in the function, and it returned the entire thing. It performed the operation on my input and it returned it to line number 26. So where I made the function call, I got that value in a variable and I used to print that value. So this is how the function returns some value to whatever line of code on which it was called. Again, by default, the function always returns none. None is another data type which simply means null or nothing. So let's create a function called def what is none. It doesn't expect any input. It will simply print this is, and it will return none. So let's call this function and run my code. So you see the function call which returns nothing, this is printed. Since it is returning none, I do not need to catch that in any variable. By default, print statement also doesn't returns anything, it returns none. So you need not every time catch it in a variable or anything. This was about the return type of functions. As we saw, there are nested if-else statements. There can also be nested function calls, that is calling a function inside another function. Let's create a function called print day and date. This will expect two arguments, day and date. And what I'll do is I will call what day, already existing function. Okay, so this is the function which is just printing the day of the week. Okay, so I called that function inside a function, and the input provided to my parent function, that is print day and date, I provided that input to what day, because it is expecting a input here. Next I will call this function what date, which expects a input called date. So the input provided to the parent function, I will provide it to this sub function what date, which expects a date here. Okay, so how do I call this parent function? I just need to call this parent function and provide the two inputs. So the first input I'll provide it as a Wednesday, which is the day, and the next input was a date. So I will provide a number called 12. Let's save it and run it. Okay, so what happened here is the function call of print day and date, when it the interpreter came to line number 41, it went to line number 18. It expected the two inputs day and date. It got that. It printed what day it is. Okay, it then went to what day. Then it printed its day, whatever the day was provided. In my case, it's Wednesday. Then it came back to line number 19. The function always returns to the point which called the function. So it came back to line number 19, then went back to line 20. From line 20, since this is a function, it went to the definition of this function, that is what day. It went to the definition and executed this line of code, but this line of code returns something and I'm not catching here in it in a variable. So let me catch that in the variable date new. Okay, and let me just print the value here in the parent function itself. So let's run it. So yep, it printed its Wednesday, and the number which I provided, that is 12. It appended that 12 to 6/20/10. So this is how you can call functions inside a function. The key logic of working with any function is whenever you do a function call, it will go to that function, execute the function or line of codes in it, and then come back to whatever line called that particular function, even if it is a nested function. So that was it about function calls. I hope you liked this video. If yes, please hit like, share and subscribe. Thank you.